This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we have something very important to talk to you guys about at the beginning of this show, something that most people do not know about. Okay, it's actually really crazy. I'm going to read a little bit of the post that I put out earlier today because I want to make sure I get this right, and I want to make sure everybody hears, what I'm talking about. Okay, so, and this is crazy. It actually has to do with your president, whether or not your vote actually matters. And here it is, okay? States are bypassing the Electoral College without ever amending the Constitution. States are quietly signing on to something called the National Popular Vote Compact. And most people have no idea what that is, Jay. And what it is states in this compact are agreeing to give all of their electoral votes to the national popular vote winner. So regardless of who wins their state, it doesn't matter. From now on, the people that signed on to that, and by the way, Virginia signed on to it today. Virginia is the one that just signed on to it today. They have 13 electoral votes. Governor Abigail Spanberger, one of the worst names I've ever heard, Governor Abigail Spanberger made it effective July 1st, making Virginia the 19th jurisdiction. 18 states and the District of Columbia have signed on to this, okay? Right now, they have 222 electoral votes. It takes 270 to get the presidency, okay? So they're only 48 votes away from deciding the presidency by national popular vote and no longer by the Electoral College. So it doesn't matter what you vote for in your state. If you're in Virginia, if you're in North Carolina, I'm going to put up the states that have it right now. Here we go. The states in red are the ones that have signed on to it, okay? If you are in Virginia just signed on to it, so they're one of the ones up there that signed on to it. But anyways, if you are in a place like a Virginia, your state, whoever wins your state doesn't matter. If Donald Trump wins your state as president, it does not matter. It matters who gets the most votes out of the entire country's popular vote. That is who those states' electoral votes will go to. That is the crazy part, Jay. And the worst part about it is, let me tell you. So, and actually, this is a misnomer. Don't look at the states in the red or the white, because that's not actually the correct thing. It's just a video. It's just like some kind of photo to show you. But they only need 48 more to take control of the presidency, Jay. Only 48 more to take control of the presidency. Listen to this. The ones that are signed on, California has 54. Illinois, 19. Okay, New York is signed on. They have 28. All right, so you have all these big. Massachusetts has 11. New Jersey, 14. Minnesota, 10. Even Colorado has 10. And Minnesota has 10. So all of these states have signed on. Basically, what they're doing now is your states don't matter anymore. Who you vote for in your state does not matter anymore. It only matters who gets the most votes in the entire country's votes. The popular vote is all that's going to matter if this stands, Jay. Somebody has to challenge this in the Supreme Court. And by the way, Representative Tim Burchett and his U.S. House staffer, Will Garrett, I spoke to them earlier today. They are looking into this now. They just heard about this today. This is information that I just put out today. They just heard about it. They are looking into it, and we're gonna get something done about this. There's no way this is legal, Jay. They cannot just completely bypass the Constitution by some kind of pact that they have together.
Yeah, this is a workaround. They're trying to basically abolish the Electoral College without doing it the right way, which would have to take a constitutional amendment, and they know they're never going to get that. So this is a workaround to try and basically abolish the Electoral College, render it meaningless. To me, Jack, this sounds like a threat to democracy. Doesn't it sound like a threat to democracy to you?
You would think that it would be the threat to democracy.
Yeah, the Democrats always scream about threats to democracy. This is a threat to democracy. It sounds like something a king might want to try and do.
Well, Jay,
yeah,
go ahead.
I'm saying this sounds like something very kingish to me, very kingy.
Yeah, it does.
And so basically, just so Jack explained it to you, what basically means is you and your state, if you're in one of these states, your vote for president means nothing.
Doesn't matter who wins your state. Doesn't matter.
Your vote's going to be decided by Los Angeles and New York City and Dallas and Chicago and Houston and all the other big cities.
Electoral College, Jay, because otherwise the presidency would be decided by California, New York, Texas. That's why we have the Electoral College, people, because if it's the popular vote, California and New York are going to decide who wins the presidency every year. Imagine that. We would have no Trump.
You're exactly right. This would basically mean that presidential candidates would never have to visit your state if you're a small
I would
state.
only go to California, New York, and Texas. That's it. I wouldn't go to any other states.
And not even the whole state. You're going to go to New York City. You're going to go to Los Angeles. You're going to go to San Francisco. You're going to go
Houston,
to San Diego.
Dallas.
That's it. Dallas and Texas, Houston and Texas, Chicago,
maybe
and Illinois.
Florida, possibly North Carolina.
Yeah, Miami. You're going to visit cities. And that's the Democrats want, we've said the word before, city states. They want the cities running the rest of the country. So
and it's much easier to win the popular vote. It's much easier to cheat with the popular vote, because if you cheat in some obscure state, in some obscure city that they don't know about, say you cheat in Maine, in Bar Harbor, Maine, right? And all of a sudden, hundreds of thousands of votes in Maine go to one president. Well, if he wins the popular vote because of all that, all these states are going to give him their electoral votes. That means that cheating is 10 times easier if you have a national popular vote winner is the president.
Oh, how about all those illegal aliens that they want to vote, Jack?
Yep.
Mail-in ballots.
They can go to any state. Any state that allows them to vote, Jay, they can go to that state, vote, and their vote will now count with the national popular vote.
Correct. So they're basically just tossing this whole electoral college system out the window without actually doing it. Now, I see people saying it's not constitutional, won't fly. Well, we think that. But again, I'm not on the Supreme Court. Neither is anybody else that I know.
Exactly.
So when it comes down to it, I am not willing to put this in the hands of 9 people who sometimes just do things that, boggle our minds.
It may not be. It may not be unconstitutional, because technically they are still doing electoral votes. Technically, they're still doing the Electoral College. The only difference is they've got a conspiracy going between the states to give all their electoral votes to the national popular vote winner.
Yeah.
Technically, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So is it illegal? I don't know.
That's what we're saying. This is up for interpretation, which is always the problem, right? What they're doing is they're saying, oh, no, our electors are still sending the votes up, but they're just changing who they're sending them for.
Exactly.
Basically is what's going on here.
But can they do that with states, though? That's the one. That's going to be the question. Are they allowed to bypass the state's popular vote of who won and give it to the national? That's going to be the Supreme Court question.
They're basically right. I mean, talk about a threat to democracy at the state level. Yep. You're basically telling the people of your state that their vote doesn't matter. Yep. That what they decided, you're changing it because this is the law that you put in while you had power as a party. Now, what are you kidding me?
And the new Democrat kingdom in Virginia just signed on to this. I'm sorry, but the Virginia is in big trouble. The Democrats have signed in so many insane laws and they've only been in power for 5 months. And they've already signed out some of the most insane laws you will ever see. Virginia is connected to my state of North Carolina. Luckily, we're one vote away from a super majority in the General Assembly for Republicans here in North Carolina, even though somehow a Democrat always wins the governorship. Don't ask me how that happens. The Donald Trump won the presidency of North Carolina. We have almost a super majority in the General Assembly, but yet a Democrat always wins the governorship. That's a story for another day. But I mean, we're connected to people like Virginia. I don't want their shit leaking over on us.
Yeah, listen, and Remo in the comments, Remo, I'm with you. But again, this is up to interpretation, and I'm not willing to take that chance. This is basically, what was I going to say? I'm losing my thought here, Jack. But what this is, like I said, is they're basically telling the people of Virginia, and there's 18 other or 17 others plus the District of Columbia.
Yep.
That when it comes to the presidency, you're at the whim of the rest of the country.
Exactly.
Your vote is at the whim of the rest of the country. If the rest of the country decides that, say in 2028, that Gavin Newsom won the popular vote over J.D. Vance, but Virginia voted for J.D. Vance, guess what, Virginia? You lose.
By the way, just so everybody knows, the reason that this is happening, it is all Democrat states that have signed on to this. Why? Because if this were the case in 2016, Hillary Clinton would have won the presidency. That's why they're doing it.
Correct. And, and basically, President Trump was the first Republican to win the popular vote in 2024 since George W. Bush won it in 2004. So it was a long time. You think Democrats are going to not do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen again, that a Republican wins the popular vote? Hey, John Thune, if you didn't wake up yet, John Thune, to know that we need the Save America Act passed, is this it maybe? Is this your wake-up call?
How does nobody know about this? I reported this earlier, and nobody knew this was going on.
Jack, they kind of did this in the dead of night, it feels like. This is the 18th state.
There's 18 states that have signed on to this shit, and nobody knew about it.
They've been doing it kind of on the down low, and it hasn't gotten any publicity, which is not an accident. You think the media had anything to do with that? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're giving it publicity now.
Yeah. Hey, guys, don't talk about this. But yeah, now that they're getting close, they're going to try to maybe push some other blue state governors to get on board and push for this crap. Blue state legislatures on board. Incredible. Hey, push for it. We're right at the finish line. We only need a couple of states. We need a Michigan. We need maybe a purple Pennsylvania. We need maybe here, and we're right there. We only need 48 more. And then we have abolished the Electoral College. Incredible.
And they can do it all without amending the Constitution. All they have to do is create a conspiracy. And just so you know, that's what a compact is. It's a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. And a conspiracy doesn't automatically mean something negative. It just means people are planning something together. It's a conspiracy to subvert the Electoral College by using national popular vote.
This is collusion, Jack. These states are colluding is what they're doing. Yeah. This is collusion. So maybe there's some way that you could say this is collusion. This isn't anything organic or even lawful. They're colluding together.
Is it lawful? I can't say it's not lawful. I can't say it's not lawful.
Well, I don't know. Us, we think it's not, but
it doesn't seem like it would be lawful.
Right, because I think this is collusion. This is basically states colluding to say we have this mechanism. And this isn't within the spirit of the law. This isn't even there. It's just wrong, and it's not how the republic was supposed to operate. But again, they're going to try to find a loophole to say, no, our electors are still we have electors.
And they are still doing the Electoral College. They are.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm glad now it's getting attention, and people better start speaking up about it. And even if you're, say, a normal Democrat, which there are still some normal Democrats, a lot of them voted for President Trump in 2024. You got to speak up about this, because this is not the way our system is. If they want to abolish the Electoral College, they have to do so via a constitutional amendment, period. End of story. You can't do a workaround. We've had enough of this crap. They've done so many workarounds to destroy our Second Amendment. They're trying to destroy our First Amendment. They've tried to destroy a lot. But now they're they're close to actually having a workaround where they're going to say, hey, we did it, and this is how it's going to be in our state. And good luck. I get it. It'll never go. It'll get overturned in court. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I mean, again, we hope birthright citizenship is something we thought was a guaranteed. But look at that now.
Let's say we hope it gets overturned in court, because as crazy as this sounds, it is within the letter of the law. It is within the law, from what I can tell, and I've done a lot of research on this before I put it out earlier today. It is within the letter of the law. I mean, they are just technically, still doing what they are supposed to do. Now the question, and this is going to be the only question before the Supreme Court, is are they allowed to bypass the voters in their state? Are they allowed to say that their state's electoral votes do not belong to the state voters? They belong to the country. That's going to be the question.
Yeah, and yes, American citizen, you're right. President Trump got 49%. He got the plurality of the popular vote, just like Bill Clinton did in 1992.
Yeah, as long as you win it. I mean,
as long as you win it.
You don't go over 50. Vote. It is what it is.
Yeah, he won the popular vote by plurality. So
he would have won all these electoral. But what happens, Jay? What happens when technically? What happens if, say, J.D. Vance wins the popular vote on the next one, and this compact says, oh, you know what? We're not going to give it to him. We're going to give it to the person that lost the popular vote. What happens when they do that?
then they'd be violating their own state law. So I don't think I think they'd kind of have an, oh shucks, we really screwed ourselves this time.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If JD Vance wins the popular vote, you know what they're going to do? They probably have something written in the compact where if someone wins the popular vote, they can revert back to states giving out, but based on who won the state. I'm serious.
Yeah, they can vote to change it or something like that. Yeah, they could do like a snap vote or something like that change it. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Jack, I don't put anything past Democrats. I don't. Sometimes I wish Republicans could be as devious.
Oh, it would be great. Are you kidding me?
To me, this is cultish. The Democrats, I wish Republicans would actually act like we're accused of being a cult. I wish the Republicans would maybe act a little more cultish sometimes, especially when it comes to passing legislation. Act like a cult and actually get it done, because the Democrats waste no time. Look at Virginia, like Jack said. Spanberger's been in there for months now. The amount of things they have done in Virginia already would astound you. Dig into it and look. They don't wait. And if they take power again, they won't wait. They won't wait.
No, they absolutely will not wait. And that's the thing. You've got to just got to make sure that something's got to happen. Somebody's got to sue them. It's got to get to the Supreme Court, and it's got to happen before I don't think it really affects the midterms, but it's got to happen before the presidency in 2028. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, and Deborah just said about state constitutions. I'm just going to ask right now, does this violate Virginia's state constitution? That do we know that? I don't know. I'll do a quick search right now and see what it comes up with. Sometimes,
well, I mean, you can't trust the social media, the Groks and the AIs. You just can't.
Yeah, it says no, it wouldn't. It says it does not clearly violate Virginia state constitution.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would.
Yeah. So,
all right, let's Jay. I think we beat the hell out of that subject.
Yeah, so, but it deserves it. It deserves it.
Oh, it deserves it. We're going to beat the hell out of it some more until it's dead. We want to make sure that whole thing is gone. We don't want it happening anymore. But we've got another serious thing to talk about, okay? We have had 10 missing scientists that have to do with the nuclear or space programs within the last 12 months. 10 missing or dead. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. We've got Steven Garcia. He's a 48-year-old nuclear contractor with top-level clearance at the Kansas City Nuclear Security Campus outpost in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, this facility produces 80% of the non-nuclear components for U.S. nuclear weapons. He vanished recently. He was just walking out of his home on foot carrying only a handgun, which was weird, but he had no phone, no wallet, keys, whatever it is he's missing. We got William McAslin, retired Air Force Major General, commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory. He oversaw billions in aerospace defense research and development with ties to UFO discussions in some circles. He disappeared in February, the end of February, also in Albuquerque, leaving the phone and wallet behind. He had a professional overlap with several others on the list. Monica Reza, okay, aerospace materials engineer at Aerojet Rocketdyne with NASA and Jet Propulsion League ties, co-inventor of Mondaloy, which is a specialized nickel superalloy for advanced rocket engines. She vanished June 2025 while hiking in the Angeles National Forest. She disappeared yards from companions despite experience and water in her pack. There was helicopters, dogs, drones. Nobody found her. Melissa Casillas, Los Alamos National Lab employee, administrative, but in a high security nuclear environment. She also disappeared June 26th, 4 days after Monica Reza, walking toward the forest after leaving home. And I got to say, Jay, it's weird how all of these people seem to disappear walking on foot, going out somewhere, walking on foot. Very, very weird. She was walking towards the forest after leaving home. Her phones were factory reset. Factory reset. Anthony Chavez, former LANL employee, which is a nuclear research ties, vanished May 2025 while walking in Los Alamos, New Mexico. By the way, most of these happened on the West Coast and in New Mexico, if you can tell. Los Alamos, Albuquerque, the 4 that I've mentioned so far, 2 Los Alamos, 2 Albuquerque. Really freaking weird. Longtime NASA Jet Propulsion League scientist Michael Hicks, Okay, he was asteroid comet research, DART mission contributions. He published 80 plus papers. He died July 30th at 59. There's no public cause of his death or autopsy record. Just very strange. Frank Mywald, NASA Jet Propulsion League principal researcher. He died on July 4th. Okay, Carl Grillmeier, Caltech astrophysicist, surveyor of the asteroid detection physics applicable to satellites and hypersonics. He was shot and killed on his porch, February 16, 2026. Nuno Loureiro, MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center Director, shot and killed at his home, December 2025. And there are others. Jacob and Jamie Pritchard, they are AFRL linked. There was a murder-suicide incident, apparently. Jason Thomas, Novartis biologist, found body in a lake after disappearance, and many, many more. Jay, what the hell is going on here, man?
Well, we talked about this a little while ago, Jack. We actually talked about this subject, and now since then we have another person gone.
Insane. What's going on?
Listen, I said, 25 years in law enforcement, we call this a pattern. Yeah. This is a pattern. There is a link here, I would think.
It would have to be.
And Congressman Burleson, who you know well,
he's been on the show before with us, yeah.
Yeah, he's been on the show with you before I was on the show. Hopefully we get him back. He's great. He's publicly calling for FBI involvement or closer scrutiny, describing the pattern as deeply concerning. There's no federal agency or coordinated public investigation into the pattern as of now. Now, I think maybe this will change, Jack. I think that this maybe might put this over the top where somebody's got to take a look at this, because this has become, Jack, you're saying too many coincidences equal a conspiracy.
Exactly.
I mean, I say we have 10 of them now. So we have 10 coincidences. I think it's time to take a closer look at this.
Jay, this is not just some random people dying, where it's like, oh, it might be a serial killer. No, this is not a regular kind of thing. These people are in a highly specialized fields. They are in highly specialized fields. And most of them have to do with jet propulsion or nuclear weapons. Okay? Those are highly specialized fields where people don't just die all the time.
Yeah, Jack. And this has also come on the heels of the president, and not just the president, but in general, people like Tim Burchett, Anna Paulina Luna, looking at this, outer UFO stuff, alien life stuff, the president putting out there, I want answers on this stuff. Give me whatever you have, telling the Secretary of War, release everything you can publicly. And now we have this stuff, these people disappearing. I don't know if it's connected. It sure is coincidental. I think at this point, somebody's got to take a look at something. I'm not saying that the FBI has to open a whole separate department or dedicated task force, but maybe put a couple of agents on this now to start maybe seeing if you could link a couple of things between these people and the methods, because you also mentioned it's the methods of these disappearances have been similar. That also plays into a pattern.
They either walk out of their house for no reason and disappear, or they're shot and killed in their home. Listen to this, Jay. I found some links between everybody. I want everybody to listen to real quick. This is very interesting. Okay, so they have geographic and institutional cluster. Many of these cases center around Albuquerque, Los Alamos, or Kirtland Air Force Base area in New Mexico. Stephen Garcia, William McAslin, Anthony Chavez, Melissa Casillas, all of them vanished or died in that particular area. They have a direct professional overlap. McCaslin and Reza, they both they had the professional NASA JPL ties. And then you've got the NASA Jet Propulsion League and Caltech cluster, Michael Hicks, Frank Mywald, Carl Grillmeier, Monica Reza, all of them. But then you've got it goes even further than that. I mean, the pattern is primary institutional overlap, which is the jobs, like we said, and sensitive dual-use technology, nuclear components, advanced propulsion. God, I can't say that word. Advanced propulsion materials, space defense, and the New Mexico, Southern California geography. All of these people disappeared from New Mexico or Southern California, and all of them had to do with this jet propulsion or either the nuclear components, jet propulsion, or space defense. It is extremely, extremely strange.
Absolutely. I think we're beyond the point where you need to have somebody or a couple of people, like I said, take a look and try to connect some dots. First of all, how is none of them, not one of these cases have been solved? Not one?
The only one that was solved is where the guy, where it was a murder suicide, and that's obviously an easy solve.
Yeah. Okay. So, but we have 8 that are out that we have no.
No. That's not even part of the 10. That's another cluster area. Yeah.
Oh, so we have 10. So we have 10 not solved.
No, there's more than that now. There's more than that now.
Yeah. To me, that right there is red flag. I mean, come on. What's going on?
Doesn't make any sense, Jay.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And when things don't make sense, they're not true. And what's not true
is that these aren't connected. What's the saying? What was the saying we came up with on Friday?
What the hell?
Come on now.
Go ahead.
If things don't make if things don't make sense, they don't add up to $1. Okay. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't add up to $1. Or if there is no sense, I forget how he said it properly.
Yeah,
if there's no sense, it doesn't add up to $1.
Exactly. And right now we don't have sense.
Nope, no sense. So, real quick, Jay, I just want to let everybody know to make sure that you guys check out maxassociates.etsy.com. You can check it out. You can right there. You can press. You can do the screenshot. You can go right here to the QR code. Scan the QR code, and each day, like I said, we're going to show you a new product. I want to show you this awesome shirt right here. Okay, it's one of my favorites, Jay. Everybody, take a look at this. I identify as a patriot. How cool is that? I'd love to wear that and just walk around. Everybody knows that I don't identify as LGBTQ. No, I identify as a patriot. That's my pronoun. So make sure you guys go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You can scan the QR code up in the right. What do you think, Jay? You like the shirt?
Yeah, my pronouns are patriot, Jack.
There you go.
There you go.
It's a wonderful shirt to have. And it comes in a variety of colors. Who would not want this shirt? I mean, come on. Scan the QR code, go to Max Associates, and get you the patriotic apparel or USA Pride gifts that you've been wanting your entire life. You're not going to find the normal, mass-produced crap that you find on all the other sites. Go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You will find original stuff that is actually good, Jay.
Yeah, original stuff that, like I said, speaks to who you are personally.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way. It isn't just God bless the USA. Hey, that's all great. But no, this stuff speaks even louder than that. It tells everybody what you really believe.
Exactly. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, Jay, how would you like to see the moment that Eric Swalwell's entire political career vanished? Do you want to see that moment?
I want to watch it on repeat. Sure.
Oh, all right. I'm going to show you that moment. It happened today. It happened today where he is no longer ever going to be allowed in the political sphere. I am going to show you that moment right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I want everybody to check this out, and let's take a listen.
The allegation. She's speaking now in California, Beverly Hills. Let's watch.
In 2018, while I was living and working as a model in Beverly Hills, and I also owned a fashion software company, I had contact with Eric Swalwell on 3 separate occasions after meeting him socially. He offered me connections to further my software company, and I also had an interest in local politics. He invited me to 2 public events. I knew he was married at the time and that his wife was pregnant. He was my friend. On the 3rd occasion, I believe he drugged my drink. I only had 1 glass of wine. We were supposed to go to a political event, and he said he needed to get paperwork from his hotel room. When I arrived.
All right, I'm going to stop this right here, and I'm going to tell you why, Jay. I think she's lying. I'm sorry, but if it's a story, if it's something like that happened to you and it was only 8 years ago, it would be very vivid. Anybody that's been sexually assaulted, anybody that's been raped, that's not something you forget. Certainly not in 8 years. That is stuck in your mind. She had to look down at the paper every 2 seconds. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's fake beyond that. The Democrats wanted him out. Okay? The Democrats wanted him out. And what's the best way to get somebody out? You do shit like this. I'm sorry, but if we're going to say that Donald Trump shit, like E. Jean Carroll and all that's fake, you got to look at body language, Jay. Yeah, she might have looked like, make sure you look a little distressed and sad. Make sure you look a little depressed. And then that's all you got to do. You know, speak slowly and look depressed. I'm sorry. That looked fake to me, Jay.
She could be lying. I don't know if she's lying or not. I can't get in her head.
That Eric Swalwell is that kind of guy. Don't get me wrong. He's that kind of guy. But I think her particular story is a lie.
It very well may be. It very well may be a lie. Eric Swalwell, though, I don't think all of them are lies.
No.
They are. No. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. I'm very consistent with that. But here's the thing. I didn't start this. You guys did. You guys did not
start this.
Yeah, no, not you. The Democrats.
I'm just messing with you.
Not you. Democrats, you started this. Media, you started this. Remember Brett Kavanaugh? Nonsense. I mean, Dr. What was her name? Christine Blasey Ford. You want to talk about not knowing anything that actually happened, going back to a man's high school yearbook and talking about keggers? You got to be kidding me.
And Jay,
but Jack, they took that as gospel.
Oh, yeah.
So guess what? You guys started Me Too. You guys started all this. Now it's come back. The chickens have come home to roost.
No, they want this, Jay. There's no chickens coming home to roost. They want this. They want him out.
But no, this one, Swalwell, they want him out. But guess what? There's going to be some collateral damage here, too. This isn't over. This isn't over. And I think here's my collateral damage.
She's lying.
Ruben Gallego, senator from Arizona. Eric Swalwell's best friend, admitted best friend.
He was in that video.
Oh, Jack, if
I'm
you
going to show the video.
It.
He was in the video.
Thick as thieves.
Look at this.
And play Ruben Gallego today if you could find him talking about it.
I'll try to find that, but I want you to see. I want everybody to see this. This is real. This is 100% real.
We don't know if this is 100% Ruben Gallego, but
we don't know if that's him, but we suspect it's him. But this is a real video. Look at this. This is a prostitute in a hotel room with Eric Swalwell. Now, get this, Jay. First of all, we don't know, but we believe it's Ruben Gallego on the right-hand side of that video. But who's filming? Not only is there someone filming, Jay, but later on in the video, you see someone in the background. There are many people in that room.
Yeah, there needs to be investigations opened up into Eric Swalwell now. Deep investigations. And
Let's see if it shows it.
While it's playing out, Ruben Gallego, as I was saying, best friends with Swalwell, hung out with at dinner with family dinners, both kids' baseball games, thick as thieves, like I said. So Ruben Gallego, you're going to tell me you didn't know any of this? You didn't know Eric Swalwell's deviant behavior? He was cheating on his wife. You didn't know the allegations that swirled around Eric Swalwell the entire time you endorsed him for president. You backed him up for every office he ran for. Here's the thing, Ruben Gallego. There's no good way out of this for you. There's no good answer for you. Because if you didn't know about it, that means you're so aloof and your personal judgment is so bad that you should be nowhere near any elected office, let alone United States Senator.
Hey, Jay.
And if you did know about it, you're a liar and you need to resign anyway.
Jay, I have possible video that can prove that this is Ruben Gallego. Check this out. Take a look at this.
His shoe, his sneaker.
Watch.
And the sideburn.
Right there.
You're right there. Yep.
That is him. That is Ruben Gallego, as far as I'm concerned. Again, that's my opinion. I'm not going to put it out there as fact, but that looks like Ruben. Let me show you guys a picture of Ruben Gallego. I'm going to pull up a picture of Ruben Gallego. I'm going to have to take this down for 1 second. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to switch to a different thing. Give me 1 second. I am going to pull up a picture of Ruben Gallego because people need to see side by side. How do you spell Gallego?
It's Gallego. I believe.
Okay, give me 1 second. I want to see if people can tell if it's Ruben Gallego, because I can tell you right now. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Okay. I want you to see this. First of all, oh, well, I've got the video of him denying that he was sitting next to him. But check this out. I want you to see this. All right, let me pull this up for everybody to see. Jay, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Does that look like Ruben Gallego to you? Look at the sides.
Hold on, there's nothing up yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why did it not come up? There we go. Look at the side-by-sides on the left.
Yeah. Listen, there's other people in that room. There's somebody filming, and apparently somebody in the background. We need to find out who was there, because if there's questions about Ruben Gallego and it looks like him, he needs to deny it, which he has.
He did.
But now we need to know who else was in there.
There was multiple. There's someone in the background and there's someone filming.
Yeah, we need to know, because I'm sorry, you don't get to just say, no, it's not me, when people think it's you and you're thick as thieves with Eric Swalwell. So we have every reason to believe that that's you. You need to prove that it's not you. Sorry, not sorry. You're a United States Senator. You need to prove it's not you. And somebody, and I'm not backing off that. I'm not backing off that. You don't get to, when I was a cop, Jack, I didn't get the same kind of treatment as everybody else did. You understand? I didn't have freedom of speech. I had a certain standard I had to live up to, and I was guilty until proven innocent plenty of times, right? I could have been, right? Guilty until proven innocent.
Oh, yeah.
You're guilty here until proven innocent, Ruben Gallego, of being in that room. You need to tell us that that's not you. I'm not saying it's definitely you, but you need to make sure that you can prove to everybody that that's not you, because you, sir, are one of the 100 most powerful people in this country. So we need to know what's going on with you. We have the right to know. We pay your salary. We pay for your staff. We pay for your office. We pay for everything in your life. We have a right to know.
Oh, look, I found it. I found the person in the background. Everybody thinks there's only 4 people in that video. Everybody thinks it's only Eric Swalwell, the woman on the bed, possible Ruben Gallego, and the person filming. I found the 4th person. I don't know who it is, but I found the picture of the 4th person, okay?
Let's see it.
This is very interesting. Let me pull this bad boy up. All right. Do you see that? Let me zoom in a little bit. See if you can lean in and see if you can see that person back there. That is a blonde-headed female.
Okay.
You see that?
I can barely see it. It's dark.
You're going to need to zoom in. I mean, that's as far as it'll let me zoom in.
Yeah.
But let me tell you right now, that right there, you can see the blonde female right there. I wish I could zoom in further. Yeah, I guess it's as much as, because it's not a saved photograph. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this image to my computer real quick.
Yep.
And then I'm going to pull it up on our show. All right. And then we're going to see if it'll be a little bigger. Okay. Because I want everybody to see this here. This is the 4th person that I was talking about. I found the 4th person. All right. Here we go. You ready? Oh, let me remove this. Get the heck out of there. All right. There you go. You can't really see much better, but lean in on your computer, people, and look at that.
And Jack, I just sent you a DM that has a collage of Ruben Gallego, and I want you to maybe do a check of it to make sure that the photos are authentic. I believe they are.
Okay. Yeah, but look at this first real quick. Lean into your computer. Put your nose on the screen. You can see the blonde-headed woman right there.
Blonde female with is that a black shirt? Looks like
yes, blonde female with a black shirt.
Yeah.
That is at least a 5th person in that room. At least a 5th person.
So we have maybe Ruben Gallego, maybe we have the female, we have the person filming, we have Eric Swalwell, and the person that looks like a blonde female with a black sleeveless shirt on in the background.
Yep.
Jack, check your DMs. I just sent it to you. It's a very interesting collage showing Ruben Gallego sitting down wearing a certain pair of shoes that are also somebody's wearing in that video. Now, I want to make sure that photo is real, but I don't know. This is kind of going on as we speak. We're trying to figure this out.
It's because online, if you never check your DMs on desktop, it won't show you, the one. God, man, I tell you, man.
All right. How else can I get this to you?
You can send it to me through text, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to put it on the screen.
All right. How about this? I'll give you the screen name. You could look it up on there.
Well, why don't you just give me the link to it?
On my from the phone.
No, you know what? Just tell me the screen name. What's the screen name?
It is the handle is at step STEP B as in boy 99491. It should be my name is Steve.
Okay, yep, I got that.
Okay.
All right, let's see, and I'll see if I can see this collage that you speak of.
He put it out today at 4:27 p.m.
Okay, 4:27 p.m. A collage at 4:27 p.m.
See if you can.
Oh, I like this guy. He's reposted a lot of my a lot of those posts that I put out.
There you go.
Let's
Follow
see.
him.
Well, I don't see the collage of which you speak. I see a lot of things.
It was from today. See, that's how X is messed up. Can you just go time-wise X? Jeez.
Wouldn't that be nice if you could just do it by time? You said he put it out just a couple hours ago?
Yeah, today, April 14th, 4:27 p.m. he posted it.
I wish I knew what it looked like. That would be
It's just it's a 4-picture collage.
4-picture collage. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't see it. And believe me, I've looked at every I'm all the way back to April 11th reposts. I mean, I don't see a 4-picture collage, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Now, if you want to send it, actually, you know what? Let me check my DMs one more time. Anyways, while we're doing this, Jay, talk a little bit more about whatever the hell it was we were talking about.
Oh, about Ruben Gallego?
Yeah, there you go. Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah,
well, I found it. I found it.
You got
I saw it in the DMs. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now. Let's see. That I can tell you right now that's not a real photo. I can tell you the top left photo is not real. The head does not match the body. I can automatically tell you that.
You think that's AI?
Oh, I guarantee it is.
The same damn sneakers.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I can also tell you because I am part of community notes. Okay.
Okay.
I'm part of, so I can see notes that are proposed and not actually on the screens yet. So let me go ahead and share that with you guys real quick. So take a look right there. You see that community note?
What does it say?
It says the top left photo is AI with the Gemini logo cropped out. I told you his head doesn't match his body in that photo.
All right, good. So that clears that up because a lot of people are going to see that and try to tie that and make that the confirmation that it's Ruben Gallego. So that picture, fake.
Yep, it is fake, definitely.
You know what? People that do that stuff,
I don't understand the point.
It's something should be that's complete misinformation. It's blatant, and you know it. I don't know. Something should, whatever. Okay, so but anyway, I still think Ruben Gallego has to answer some questions.
Oh, he's got Jack, a lot to answer for. You kidding? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jack, see if you could find a video of him responding today and play that because it's interesting.
I had the video. I can't. Let's just go ahead. We've got a few. We've only got a few minutes left. Let's just move on.
All right.
Because there's a few extra things that we need to talk about today. One of them. Oh boy, man, there's just the ridiculousness out there right now. I mean, you would not believe all the stuff that is out there right now. But the first thing,
Jack, I got breaking news real quick.
Go ahead.
Just so we know, it says the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to lead a potential second round of Iran talks, joined by Steve Witkoff and.
Let me get wait. Jared Kushner, right?
Of course. So you're gonna have. But
the eminently qualified Jared Kushner.
Listen. All I want is I'm glad maybe we're gonna have a second round without any kind of more war going on, and hopefully we get an agreement. And that's all I can say.
It'll never happen. Never. I said
they're being squeezed, Jack. They are being squeezed.
Squeezed like a Lululemon. Okay, so get this. If you guys live in Illinois, Jay, let me run you through a scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you live in Illinois, you're single. You're not married to Stockmom, you're single. You live in Illinois. You come upon a beautiful woman, okay? I mean, a gorgeous woman. You guys have unprotected sex, okay? A week later, you find out you're HIV positive. She says that she knew she was HIV positive, but that it doesn't matter because she can't get in trouble for it. What would you think?
Well, here's the thing. Since you're bringing this up, so I would think that she's crazy. But since it's Illinois, I'm going to say that she probably has absolutely nothing to worry about.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you that earlier today, J.B. Pritzker signed House Bill 106, decriminalizing the spreading of HIV to Illinois after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV. Now the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986. The law signed by Governor Pritzker eliminates HIV-specific criminal statute that made it a felony for someone who knew they had HIV to engage in activities like unprotected sex, sharing needles, or donating blood without disclosure. Now, even if you have HIV, now in Illinois, you can donate blood without telling them. You can have unprotected sex with anybody you want without telling them. You can share needles without telling them. Now you can spread HIV and not have to ever tell anybody you're HIV positive. So if you have HIV, this is great because now you don't have to worry about people telling you. So you can have sex with anybody and they don't have to know until they find out they're HIV positive. So if you have HIV, this is wonderful for you in Illinois.
It should be called the no moral compass law. And the thing that the most egregious one of that, Jack, and it's all egregious, but the most egregious is the donating blood, because they'll find that out through testing.
I think the most egregious is having sex and not telling. That's attempted murder. That is attempted murder in a lot of states. And in fact, back before HIV drugs were good enough to keep you alive, it was actually murder. Believe it or not, Jay, back then they would charge people with HIV with murder if they knowingly gave someone else HIV, because that was a death sentence back then. So they charged them with murder. Even if the person was still alive, they charged them with murder. Now you can knowingly spread HIV and face no consequences in Illinois. So let me tell you, if you go to Illinois to have sex, I would put on 10 condoms.
Well, the reason why I say about the donating blood, you're right. Oh, they'll catch it in testing.
They will.
What if they don't?
And well, they like double and triple check that shit. They have to.
But that even shouldn't even be like an option, because
I know.
That's a person who has nothing to do with the situation, who I need blood because I'm in surgery.
Well, see, that's only if they lie, because they ask about if you have HIV. They test. They say, "Do you have HIV?" They test it for HIV. So the only way that it would even be donated is if they lie and say they don't have it. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. But now you're telling me if they lie, that if it slips through, that they can't get in trouble?
No, they can't.
So that's my point.
At most, it would be a misdemeanor.
But that's my point. The having sex. Hey, listen, you should be wearing protection if it's not somebody that you are in a monogamous relationship with that's been tested for everything, right?
Especially in Illinois.
All right. So and using needles. I mean, you shouldn't share needles. 5-year-olds know you shouldn't share stuff like that. You shouldn't share forks and spoons.
Why do people share needles for drugs? There are free needle shops in every city in America where you can get free needles so you don't spread. So you don't spread shit. Why would anybody see someone put a needle into their vein, pull out blood after they shoot it, and then say, "Hey, yeah, let me grab that and do the same thing"? What the hell are people thinking?
I'll tell you what they're not thinking, because all they're thinking about is getting that rush from getting high. Because
but if they're free, needles are free.
Doesn't matter. It's their mind takes over, Jack. People do stupid things.
At least rinse it out. How about that? At least rinse it out.
Listen. To me, the worst one is the donating blood. For God forbid it slips through, because that's totally
bad. But most of the time, it's not gonna. It's like a 99%.
But that's a totally innocent party.
So is the person that you have sex with and knowingly have unprotected sex with them. That used to be attempted murder, Jay.
But also what I'm saying there is the other person can be smart and say, I'm putting a condom on. That I get it. It's still dead wrong. But at least the person has a choice. The person getting blood has no choice. They're just getting blood. That's my point. They have absolutely zero say in the matter. That's the whole thing is egregious. The whole thing. And that's why, again, people, you got to vote. Look what these people do.
Jay.
The alternatives are just not tenable.
Jay, tell me, what is the point of this law? Why would you sign this law? Why would you bring this law up? It's not going to get you any more votes. There's not millions of HIV people out there that want to unknowingly spread it. So what does this law get you?
Is it virtue signaling to
HIV spreaders that would knowingly? All this does is decriminalize the knowingly spreading of HIV. How does this help anybody in any way, including the people signing and making the law?
Jack, these people are crazy.
It makes no sense.
They're insane. This is what I'm saying. These people are insane. They are not a viable option.
Yeah. It's just, usually at least there's some kind of selfish reason for it. Here, there's absolutely nothing I can see that anybody can gain anything from this.
I don't see it either. I just think they're crazy, and somehow they feel like they're doing something for people that have HIV or disadvantaged, and we're helping disadvantaged people who have HIV. We're not discriminating against them, Jack. It's discriminatory, Jack. So now there's no discrimination against people with HIV. They can go and spread it around and put it out there as much as they want, and they're free, Jack. They're just a free person, and they should be able to do what they want, Jack. That's the mentality of these psychopaths.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Jack, just like Gavin Newsom's wife goes into the prison and says, "Oh, it was probably an accident to all you murderers." This is the same mentality. These people they're mental.
They are. They absolutely are. So, Jay, I want to talk about something real quick. Apparently, there are going to be multiple Congress people that are projected to resign this week and next week from Congress because TMZ just opened a DC office to start exposing scandals. And since TMZ opened that DC office, they are focusing specifically on Congress people. And a bunch of them are projected to resign this week and next week.
You know what? Good. Clean it up. I'll bring him up again. Our favorite congressman, Tim Burchett. He says
May 8th, he'll be here. May 8th.
Again, he will be on the show May 8th. We love him.
Yep.
It's a sewer, a man-made sewer, and it needs to be cleaned out. That slush fund that they pay these people off with, they pay victims off with to squash and kibosh sexual harassment suits or anything else that they're doing in this deviant sewer, right? That's our money. That's our money. Now, if at this point you aren't screaming from the hilltops saying, we want to see who used that. That's our money they're spending to pay people off. Our money, not their own money, our money. And these people need to all be removed. And Kilburn, I don't know if they're all Republicans or most of them. I don't know.
Yeah. But TMZ is going to do a great job, Jay.
I got to be honest, Jack. I don't care what party they're in. If they're doing this stuff,
it doesn't matter.
I want them out.
But TMZ, they do actually investigate this kind of shit. They are going to do a good job because they pay people, to get videos and photos and everything. But Jay, I want to talk about something real quick. What if I were to tell you that this is a tweet from Tulsi Gabbard, a real tweet? I'm going to read this, okay? Trump's short-sighted foreign policy is bringing us to the brink of war with Iran and allowing Iran to accelerate nuclear program just to please Saudis and Netanyahu. This is not America first. What if I told you Tulsi Gabbard wrote that tweet?
And what's the date?
I'm not going to tell you the date yet. I want you to know, first of all, what if I told you she wrote that tweet? And I mean, obviously now she would never admit to that kind of stuff now. But the date on that tweet is June 13th, 2019. She wrote this tweet. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since that time.
No, I would believe she wrote that in 2019.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nothing has changed since then either. So why would she think differently all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Because she's part of his cabinet. That's why.
Let me put it this way. During her Senate hearing, she didn't actually come out and say, she just basically said, I provide the president with the intelligence that we get, and the decision is his. That's what she said. She was very neutral on it, actually. In fact, a lot of people were upset with her that she didn't come out more strongly backing up the president, but she kind of played it neutral and said, our job is to provide the intelligence, and the
She's upset about this, Jay. She thinks that the Saudis and Israel run Trump.
Well, I don't know. Read it again. Let me hear her language.
I am going to read it exactly to you again, Jay.
Let me hear it again. I want to hear.
Take a listen. Trump's short-sighted foreign policy is bringing us to the brink of war with Iran and allowing Iran to accelerate nuclear program just to please Saudis and Netanyahu. This is not America first.
Wait a minute. He's allowing Iran to accelerate their nuclear program?
Yep.
Well, right now he's decimating it.
Well, no. This was in 2019.
Right.
What I'm saying is her opinion has not changed. Your opinion doesn't change on this. It's only the fact that she's now part of his cabinet. So this is what she really thinks. She thinks the Saudis and Netanyahu run Trump, and she thinks that Trump is on the brink of war with Iran. That's what she thinks.
But she said then he's accelerating it.
Well, that was back then. That was back then.
he's not accelerating now. He's obliterating it.
No, that was Jay. This was 7
I
years ago.
understand that. No, I understand that, but it's two completely different statements. He's obliterating it now. He's not accelerating it.
That was back then, though, Jay.
I understand. But what's your point?
What I'm saying is that's take that statement out of there. It doesn't matter. The statement that matters.
It does matter.
No, because it's the statement that matters, Jay, is that it was just to please the Saudis and Netanyahu. That's the statement that matters because that doesn't change.
Hold on.
That does not change.
Wait a minute. So accelerating the nuclear program in 2019 was pleasing Netanyahu?
No. She said no. She's saying that bringing us. Look, I'll tell you one more time. She's saying that bringing us to the brink of war with Iran is pleasing the Saudis and Netanyahu because they both want Iran obliterated.
Hold on, though. I hold on.
That's
so
what she's saying, Jay.
The nuclear program to make it that he had to obliterate it. I'm confused.
Yes.
I mean,
he's no. What she's saying is he's this was in 2019.
Yeah.
He was allowing them to accelerate their nuclear war program. That way, he could go to war with them to please the Saudis and Netanyahu.
Okay, so that's in 2019. Then we had that's 2
and
years
actually,
before Joe Biden.
It worked out exactly as she said. The program accelerated. He dropped it. He went to he obliterated it. And now they're going to war because of it. And Netanyahu and the Saudis are the ones that want this more than anybody.
I got to be honest, Jack, because it's completely, I can't square those two. He accelerated it so we can go to war with them, but then he wasn't president for 4 years. Biden's the one that lifted all the sanctions.
She thought that he was going to be president, and I'm sure he thought that too. This was in 2019. He let them accelerate. What she's saying is he let them accelerate the Iran nuclear program. That way he would have a reason to give Americans why we need to go to war with Iran. We got to stop their nuclear program. After he let them accelerate it, then he says, just like he did, and he did do that.
How did he do
said
that?
We need to obliterate their nuclear program. Then we're going to war with them for the Saudis and Israel. And are Saudis and Israel not joining in, Jay? Are they not joining in?
Hold on.
She's right.
Hold on. How did he accelerate it in 2019?
No, he didn't accelerate himself. He allowed it to be accelerated.
He was sanctioning the hell out of them. He sanctioned the hell out of Iran. They were 2019. They were broke before Biden came into office. They were done.
They were still doing their program. You saw it.
Listen, this is gymnastics to me. Honestly, it is.
Well, this was in 2019 again. This was in 2019
again. And to me, they accelerated big time when Biden came in and lifted all the sanctions that President Trump put on them. That's when
you notice Biden lifted the sanctions. Isn't that crazy? All right, Jay. We can talk more about this tomorrow. But first, let's go ahead and tell everybody, please make sure you follow us. Okay, you guys gotta subscribe and follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, not TikTok unless it's Jay and opinions vary. But otherwise, Secret America TV. It's the same screen name on every social media. Make sure you subscribe and follow us. It really helps a lot. Also, make sure that you go to maxassociates.etsy.com. I put the QR code up there for you to scan. Make sure you do that. I can promise you guys that you will love every second of it. They are an excellent shop. Go to maxassociates.etsy.com for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. They are an excellent shop and have everything you could possibly need. Jay, before we go, I've got to say real quick that we've got to do something about this. This is the main theme that we need to get through people's heads. We've got to stop the National Popular Vote Compact.
Absolutely. I'm glad that this came up today when you texted me. I just seen it before you put that post out. I said, yeah, Virginia. They're next. And Virginia's a big one. Virginia's a, quote unquote purple state. Not really anymore. Spamberger's out of our mind. They're getting close, and I don't want to have to fight this in court. This has to stop now. This has to be nipped now.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, U.S. citizen is correct. There is a FEMA guy claiming teleportation, and he's a real official that claims he was teleported. We are going to talk about this on tomorrow's show. It is something very interesting. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but he is claiming teleportation, and we will talk about it on tomorrow's show. But first, Jay.
His name is Scotty, Jack.
Oh, that's cool. Who are we talking about? Scotty what?
Scotty from Star Trek. Yeah, the FEMA guy. His name is Scotty from Star Trek.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Scottie Pippen now.
No.
Scottie Pippen, yeah.
Scottie Pippen.
All right, guys. Look, just make sure you subscribe and follow everything Secret America TV, X, we're on Live from America TV Network, rumble.com/LFA-TV. If you enjoy our show, subscribe and follow. It really helps. You have no idea how much it helps us to get the word out. And, we really appreciate it. So, Jay, I think we solved all the problems that we can for one day. I mean, we did a lot today, and we brought out a lot of subjects that I don't think people are really aware of. Nobody knew about this national compact, national popular vote compact. I mean, we're one of the first people to explore this, and it's massive, man. Massive.
Yeah. Listen, that's what you're going to watch Secret America for. You're going to get a lot, and you're going to get a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't talk about. And that's what we do.
Exactly. You will get all the secrets underneath the flag of USA. So for Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.